Now, the last thing I want to point out about graphic design is that it requires not only research, but it also requires technical skills, which a lot of people have because they know how to use Photoshop and so on. But one thing that people don't have, and it's very rare to find, is creativity and talent for creativity. So a lot of people may know how to use Photoshop, but they don't have a vision on how to execute it to make it look really good. So the first thing is a web developer who programs is not a graphic designer. And if he or she claims that they're a web developer and a graphic designer, don't hire them because they're probably not good in either one. If you're a web developer, you're not a good designer at all. You probably don't even know how to use Photoshop. If you know how to use Photoshop and you're a good graphic designer, you probably have no idea how to develop. That's how it works. You have to be good in your field. Graphic design and web development is two totally different fields. They require completely different technical knowledge in both. There's actually 4-year programs on how to use Photoshop properly and how to be creative with design, and there is 4 to 8-year programs on how to do web development. So trust me, these are totally two different fields, and if you're hiring someone to do both at the same time, you're not going to get a great job. If you're hiring somebody overseas for cheap, you're not going to get a great job. There are a lot of good, talented designers overseas, but they charge a lot of money, most likely probably even more than domestically. So people who know what they're doing know that they don't have to go cheap on their labor. They will charge what they believe they should be paid, which is an average $20 to $30 an hour minimum for graphic design. And if that's over your budget, then you should collect, because this is a one-time investment that you're going to invest into your website for another 2 to 3 years. You don't have to invest it every single month. If you invest into 100 hours, even at $20 an hour, that's $2,000. Yes, it's a big chunk of money, but if you divide it into 3 years and how much conversions and sales it will bring you, it's well worth it. Don't go cheap on design. Don't hire a graphic/web developer to do your design. Don't hire an overseas developer to do a design for you for cheap. Unless you believe that you're really creative and you're really good with graphic design, don't try to do it yourself. I mean, you can probably try to do it yourself just to understand the scope of the work that's required, but don't actually do the whole job, because most likely it's not going to come out to be good. You have no idea how many people I have sending me logos using Word document and trying to implement it on their website, doing their own custom graphics with drop shadows and so on. We try to give you advice on how to do it properly because we want you to understand how this works and the scope of it. We don't want you to try to go and do the whole job yourself. So it's good to have knowledge, but if you're not sure how to do it, don't try to do it yourself. Now, as far as recommendations, I advise you to contact Yana. She's our art director at Shopping Cart Elite, and she can give you advice, proposals, as well as quotes according to your budget for your website design. Now, don't be scared that all of a sudden it's going to be thousands of dollars. Like I said, whatever your budget is, she can tell you if it's worth doing it. You're not paying for coding. You're only paying for graphic design. The amount of hours you want to invest, that's what you'll get out of it. If you want to have just the banners and the theme redesigned, it's a certain price. If you want a logo, it's another price. If you want the whole 9 yards, it's another price. So you're investing into hours. I personally advise you that if you can invest the 10 to 20 hours, it might be worth considering to do the redesign, because those 20 hours of graphic design will pay off as far as conversions go. The CSS styles alone can probably fit into 20 hours of work. Then you have some graphics which might take another 5 to 10 hours. In any case, if you want to get your graphics redesigned, consider consulting with Yana. Her personal portfolio website is located on ravenconcepts.com. If you want to get her contact information, her email is right here. You can browse through some of the work to see what kind of work she did, and she art directed. She worked for many big companies: Nickelodeon, Sony, IDEO, Kirkland, Marie Claire Magazine, Sci-Fi, and many more. So I feel confident that she can give you the right theme, the right design that your customers are looking for, and get you to increase your conversions on your website. And most importantly, she can definitely fit your budget, especially if you're in Shopping Cart Elite.